Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Skoda Slavia. It's right there in front of you. But this is the 1.5 liter engine model. And you know what? There is no visual differentiation between the 1.5 and the 1 liter, which is a big bummer. They should have actually had badges. Probably they will. But right now these cars don't have any badging to differentiate between both the engines, of course. And let's open the engine bay straight away. This portion which you see right here, that is the difference between the 1.5 and the 1 liter. And shockingly, there is no insulation any which ways. We have done so many videos on this car now. There is no point of me doing a walk around. So you can just click on the top right corner of the screen to see a walk around of the Slavia. Well, I'll tell you what, the wheels could be bigger on the 1.5, the ground clearance could be lower, and the only way to differentiate this car from the 1 liter is with, with the fingers of truth, because the 1.5 liter engine model gets dual exhaust below. The 1 liter actually gets a single exhaust tip. Anyways, the boot is really very big here, and there's good amount of space on offer as well. And in terms of features, it's identical to the 1 liter model, but this one only comes in the top spec style trim. Meanwhile, the 1 liter comes in 3 variants. So in the lower 2 variants, there are lesser features, of course, and you can see the car is loaded with a lot of features. Yeah, there are some hard plastics here and then certain small things could be better, like the instrument cluster could be bigger, and of course it could get height adjustable seat belts as well. But for the most part, this is a very loaded car. But for the price, you would expect bigger wheels, and for the price, you could probably even expect a body kit. But then Skoda's like, they will probably launch an RS model with more power, but it's all about performance in this car. So let's start driving right away. All right, we're all set to go, which means first and foremost, we're going to turn off the air conditioning completely. And we are actually, the stop start system is already off. We are going to turn off traction control, which is very, very important. Handbrake down into first gear, revving the motor. It's on a downslope, so we have to heel and toe. Revving the motor, hazard, oh my God, it revs till 3,800 RPM. There's a soft limiter. Hazard light off, and off we go. Surprise, surprise. It doesn't wheel spin, that's the surprise here. But coming around the corner, well, it is more or less like the 1 liter only in the way it drives. But only thing is so freaking punchy. The performance is absolutely crazy here. Oh my God, this is such a performance oriented car. It has a 1.5 liter TSI Evo motor, which produces a considerable 150 horsepower. Horn is bad. 150 horsepower is coming out from this car, and the torque output is 250 Newton meters, but there is some lag lower down. And then once the turbo spools up, it has a nice relentless pull. Look at the way it goes. All the way till 6,600 RPM red line. Gearing is so tall that it reaches 100 km per hour in second gear itself, and by the time you blink, it's already reached past 120 km per hour. That's a level of performance on offer. In fact, the gearing is so tall that it will do 160 km per hour in third gear itself. They have geared it really tall in the interest of fuel economy, and that's kind of taken a toll on the drivability of this car. So it's not the most drivable, like low end lag is there from the turbocharger, of course, but then you can work the gearbox very well, and you need a downshift to get going fast, and when you do and you get in the meat of the power band, it absolutely flies. I can't believe it's reaching so like fast to higher speeds. It's absolutely crazy. It goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in a breathtaking 8.74 seconds. That's very, very quick. And in third gear, I can pick it up. It just pulls. It's just like amazing performance. It's like next level performance. Top speed should be almost 200 km per hour. Oh God, what is this? This engine is mad. Oh my God, absolutely sensational motor. It's saying M3, M4 and all that stuff. Okay, why it's not an automatic? Anyways, it also comes with a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox, which is slightly faster in terms of going from 0 to 100 km per hour. You know why? Because it has 2 clutches, and I'm working with just a single one right now. So that's the reason why it's faster. But obviously no human can shift as fast as a dual clutch gearbox. That's the reason it's faster. Only thing, it doesn't launch as aggressively, and you can obviously launch this car much more aggressively. This engine is absolute gem, trust me. This engine has been put into the Slavia only to cover up for the lack of a diesel, because they don't have a diesel, so they're like, kuch to karte hain. And trust me on this, to a certain extent it does it, because it has the crazy performance pull, and then obviously it can't match the fuel efficiency of a diesel engine. car gets a bit bouncy because of the softer suspension. This 1.5 litre engine has such breathtaking performance that you really need a slightly stiffer setup. You need bigger wheels, you need discs at the rear, you need a lot of changes in this car to really extract the best from this motor. So that's somewhere where Skoda really needs to work. But then they said they're going to get an RS model with 180 horsepower probably, and then a body kit and stuff like that. But hey, come on, we needed in this 1.5 to differentiate it from the 1 litre because this engine is so freaking good. It's telling me to shift down to third, so we shall do that. Now when you're obviously driving it spiritedly, it absolutely flies, but when you drive it sedately, it's so smooth, it's unbelievably refined. In fact, I'm just going to change the cluster mode, and it says 2-cylinder mode. It's already on 2-cylinder modes, so basically it's got cylinder deactivation technology, or basically it's called active cylinder technology. It's working on 2 cylinders right now. It cuts 2 cylinders to improve the fuel efficiency, and Skoda claims that it can return as much as a 1 litre engine. Well, I don't believe that, because how much can you drive on 2-cylinder mode? Because on light engine loads, and a little bit of incline, light engine mode is gone, it will return somewhere between 10 to 14 kilometers per liter and might drop to single digit numbers when you drive it very aggressively. Okay, again, we're in 2-cylinder mode. I don't like 2 of the 3 instrument cluster options, because here I don't see the tachometer, and here I don't see the tachometer again at all, but it shows me 2-cylinder mode. Just massages my ego. You know what? I'm saving fuel. Take that, Greta Thunberg. I'm driving on 2 cylinders. Anyways, let's get to the best cluster mode, which is this one, and it is very smooth. It's so refined. It's way smoother than the 1 litre engines, way more refined than the 1 litre engine, and trust me on this, the 1 litre engine is absolutely fantastic. For the size, it performs brilliantly well, but trust me, the 1.5 litre engine is another league altogether. It's like absolutely crazy kind of performance on offer here. I don't even need to downshift because it will pull, and when it does it so strongly. Yeah, they could have offered drive modes. That would be really cool, considering this engine has so much grunt. It's absolutely sensational, this motor. Now when you compare it to the Kushaq, I think the clutch is lighter, better calibrated here, and I find the steering wheel to be a bit on the lighter side, which is good for low speed driving, and high speed also it doesn't feel hairy at all. I mean, it's direct, it has feel, it has decent feedback and all. It doesn't have the weight though, so it doesn't really inspire you to push it like crazy. Like say the Rapid. The Rapid was like an absolute monster only. Now I kind of miss the Rapid. It's like once you lose someone, then you realize their value, and now I realize the value of the Rapid. The Rapid was so good in terms of driving ability. The Slavia, not so much. I mean, it's a decent all-rounder because the ride quality is absolutely sensational. It rides beautifully well. The suspension is so well calibrated on this car. It's on the softer side, no doubt about that. But that soft suspension really lets it a fantastic ride almost at every given speed. It's just unbelievably smooth, the ride quality of this car. Only thing is the suspension gets a wee bit noisy, but we're going to take a U-turn from here. The clutch is also on the lighter side. The gearbox is also direct and smooth shifting as well, and this person is crawling at the speed of 1 kilometers per hour because I was like seeing him from a distance. He's not yet moved. Just give him a little honky wonky. He's not going to move. Anyways, ground clearance is ample that I can jump through this divider and also go. So they should have actually dropped the ride height on the 1.5 litre engine model at least. And this is only available in 1 variant, which I've already spoken about, unlike the 1 litre, which is available in 3 variants. And you get a manual, you get an automatic. The DSG is better if you're looking for the convenience. But trust me, a manual is a manual is a manual is a manual. There is no 2 ways about it. Look at the... Okay, I kind of fluffed that up by using the wiper, so we're just going to use the spray because we can. Now you can see with one finger I can twirl the steering wheel. That is the level of lightness on offer. So that feel of a Skoda steering is not intact 100% here, a bit missing in that regard. And off we go. Yeah, 6,500 RPM. It pulls nicely. It's really nice. It's a very fast driving motor as well. But you know, that little bit of a lag you have to contend with. Now people will say it's turbo lag. I would say that's the silence before the storm, because the storm comes, and when it comes you can do stuff like this. Come on now, and boost on, and off we go. It has a okayish low end, like not really good, but mid-range is super strong, and then the top end is also very nice indeed. I wish it sounded better. Kind of feels subdued inside. It doesn't feel like it's been allowed to make all the noise, which it can. And of course, this is a turbocharged motor, direct injection. It has all the slew of technologies and all to ensure that it offers stellar performance. This is a fantastic engine, no denying that fact. This 1.5 litre is an absolute gem. There's really no competition from this engine from any brand in this price range. I think when the RS model comes, trust me, people will go absolutely gaga over it, because that's the level of performance going to offer. Now, you want to make a quick overtake, I have to unfortunately downshift. Thankfully, you know, it's kind of fun to drive, and obviously, you know, there is that body roll when you try to push it hard because of the soft suspension, but for the most part, you're not going to complain, but you will complain because this is the 1.5 litre engine, and for a 1.5 litre engine, I definitely want better handling, less body roll, and, you know, turbo lag I can contend with. That's my thing to do. Yeah, Yeah, baby, this is such a joy. This car is absolute fun madness. I love the engine. I absolutely love the engine. But the question is the premium justified for this engine over the 1 liter engine? Well, that's a bit of a bummer, because they're going to price it probably at quite a premium, because this engine is actually imported. Meanwhile, the 1 liter engine, which is obviously the mainstay for the VW group in India, which also powers the Kushaq, the Slavia, Taycan, Rapid, Polo, Vento, you name a car, they will plonk in that 1 liter engine. Thankfully, that 1 liter engine hasn't found its way in the Kodiaq or even the Tiguan for that matter. Just kidding. The car will not be able to pull. Maybe it can, but who cares? Who knows? The point here is that this 1.5 liter engine definitely deserves some better cosmetics on the outside and maybe better hardware underneath in terms of handling ability and steering feel, maybe lower ground clearance, bigger wheels, rear disc brakes. Come on, I know I've said it already in the video, but I have to keep driving home that point. Come on, Skoda, you need to differentiate this monster of an engine car with the regular 1 liter car, because you know what, Skoda thinks 15% people are going to be opting for the 1.5 liter engine. I honestly think 5% people are going to be opting for it, and those 5% people definitely need to feel special, because they're going to be paying quite the premium. Anyways, hazard lights on, we're going to come to a halt, stop, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to get into first gear. My main motive in life today is to do wheel spin from this car, although the tires are not like absurdly wide, but still it does it, wheel spin or not. And here we go, revving the motor. Yeah, and little bit of wheel spin and little bit of wheel spin on upshift as well. Faisal Khan, you have done it. Fantastic. What a joy. That bounciness is there because of soft suspension. Ride is very nice. Only large potholes now. It kind of fumbles there because the wheels are kind of small. On 17 inches probably it will be able to do a better job on taking those bigger large bumps. But then because of that, the low speed ride is absolutely fantastic. And in spite of the softer suspension, high speed stability is also very nice. The only thing is it goes bouncy on expansion joints on the road. Oh my god, the pull in the mid-range is absolutely stellar. It's like endless. It just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling. It's just like that surge of torque in the mid-range. It just is so addictive here. I don't even understand how this is going to return double-digit mileage figures, because everyone is just going to extract the best out of this engine all the time, keep redlining it, and that's the real reason why you would actually want to buy it, right? Now, obviously, the DSG equipped model, which is a 7-speed unit, it also gets paddle shifters, and that just improves the overall driving experience and engagement as well. Oh my god, what an engine, what a motor. And then you see a pair of corners, the engine keeps you on the boil. I just wished, the chassis, the MQB A0iron is on the stiffer side. The suspension doesn't really support it, like push and shove across corners, because there's an understeer which keeps happening, and then I have to work the gearbox a lot, which I'm okay with and I enjoy it. But people who are not going to enjoy it, no problem, you have the DSG equipped model to have fun with, and obviously the DSG model is going to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of shifts when compared to the torque converter which is there with the 1 liter engine. So I think great powertrain options, but yet I have to say this, and I will always say, no matter, even if ICE cars are completely closed, a diesel is a diesel is a diesel is a diesel, because a diesel engine is absolutely unparalleled. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a fun car. I love this 1.5 liter engine. You know what, this is one of the few engines I would like to remove it from the car and take it home. That is the level of performance, the level of grunt, the level of excitement it offers. Fantastic. Only thing I wished it had that raw character and madness around the red line like the VTEC motor from Honda. Rev still almost 5000 RPM. Which still seems to be the real benchmark in terms of dramatics, because Honda obviously under-tires its car, so it kind of wheel spins more. And then they've also put so many safety systems now, it really doesn't like to aggressively launch as such. And then DSG models will obviously not launch even half of how much the manual one does, because manual you have everything under your control. In the DSG it doesn't launch only, it has that initial lag to make sure the gearbox does not blow up over time. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I enjoy this car thoroughly. I'm short shifting because I can. I don't really need to boil it all the way to the red line because of the mid-range punch is so fantastic. Here we come to a corner. I'm going to get into second. Brakes are nice. And then you see, understeer kicks in, yo. So guys, this is my vlog of the Skoda Slavia 1.5. What an engine, what madness. Super duper fun as well. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm just waiting for the RS model. I would personally go and buy it because that's how much I think it will be amazingly awesome. And now we are on a decline, so I'm just going to put it in third gear. We're going to crawl, and that also is fine. You know, honestly, this is a car which doesn't like to take it easy. The 1.5 at least, it really needs to be driven hard to appreciate it. And then if you're going to pay that big a premium over the 1 liter engine, you really want to extract the best out of the motor. It's very silent and smooth and refined. Like at idle also you can't hear much. There are no vibes as such. And then when you're driving it steadily, here it's so comfortable. And then it's a 6-speed gearbox, so you know you can just get into 6th gear, which I have right now, and it's going to be a little uncomfortable at such lower speed. So we're going to just get into third. Third seems to be like the solution to every problem in the world right now, because no matter what the condition is, just get into third. Yeah, that's like the universal solution. Just get into third. It will manage everything. That is how it is. We are into first gear right now, and I'm going to try and do a wheel spin again, and let's hope we do it right now. Revving till almost 4,000 RPM, and yeah, it doesn't wheel spin, yeah. In a Honda City VTEC, I'm able to get the wheels off the front side of the car completely with the level of wheel spin that one offers. So yeah, a little bit of more dramatics would be nice, and that bounciness you can see, of course. But in terms of suspension calibration, they've kind of got it spot on. Here we are going like that. And yeah, that's about it. That's the end of the vlog. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. We're going to hit a bump or two so that you can see how the suspension is. It's not very quick with directional changes, and then there's a little bit of roly-poly as well, which is kind of unwanted in a 1.5 liter engine car, which really has to inspire that confidence to, you know, okay, we are in the second gear, come on baby, I'm just going to go through a corner. Where is the turn? I don't even know. And here you can see on the bumps, yeah, the suspension is a bit noisy, but for the rest, there's nothing much to complain about. And then I get on the throttle and I realize, oh my goodness, yeah, the suspension could be slightly better, insulated for sure. The ride is fantabulous. The engine is absolutely mind-blowing as well. Like, okay, bye. हो गया. मैं चलाता रहूँगा पूरे दिन गाड़ी, इतनी प्यारी लगी मुझे. Into first gear, I really can't push it hard through this. Although I can, but I don't want to.